Hi, everyone, and welcome to Beirut Buzz. I'm Lama, and with me today is our videographer and all around cool guy, Joe. Hi, Joe.
Oh, hi.
Thank you for volunteering to do this. I know a couple of people find it a little awkward, but I don't know. I'm finding it kind of fun to be able to like rant and get paid to talk.
Yeah, it is a bit awkward, but I'll get used to it.
Yeah. So Joe is a videographer as well as an audio editor. So I know as we're having this conversation, he's thinking of all the work he's going to have to put into making this sound decent. So how else would you like self-identify?
I'm mostly a musician. That's how I identify.
Do you know how to doctor something to make it sound like somebody said something they didn't?
Yeah, that's easy.
Oh my God, really?
I mean, if the words are like included in what they said.
That's like a lot of power. If I had that power, I know that I could stay legal. So what kind of music do you play?
Well, mostly everything. Like not everything, but like metal, rock, electronic. You know.
Okay. The
Yeah.
huge. That's like not everything. When you said everything, I was
Jazz
like,
sometimes, but jazz is hard, so I try to not say I play jazz.
are you like a multiple instrument kind of guy?
Yeah, I kind of taught myself how to play like different instruments. Haven't mastered all of them. Like, I don't think I've mastered any of them, but yeah.
So like what kind of instruments do you play?
I mainly play guitar, but I play drums and keyboard as well.
That's kind of cool. I've always been very impressed by people who teach themselves how to play. Did you do it like on YouTube or something?
Yes and no, because when I started playing guitar, there was no, well, there was YouTube, but not in Lebanon, because
Yeah, I get you.
when I grew up a bit, I started like looking up videos and watching people play drums, for example.
I just like, I'm always a bit taken aback by how expensive not just instruments are, but like music lessons. I have a few friends who, growing up, they would do these like piano lessons or guitar lessons or something. They always just seemed so obscenely expensive.
I mean, depends on who you go to. If some people really take a lot of money, but some people are kind of humble.
Yeah. So do you play within like a band or something?
No, I do have a remote band, but it's on hold now.
Oh, that's cool. Like you guys collaborate online?
Yeah, like they're not from Lebanon. They're from different countries, and we kind of made some music, but
بس انقطعت عندك الكهرباء. So they could.
don't get me started on the lag.
Ugh, it's so horrible. A friend of mine was telling me today that he's like I'm gonna embarrass myself because I'm not 100% sure what he does, but it's something like along the lines of consulting, etc. So they have a lot of Zoom meetings and stuff, and his manager had to ask him if he could please stop hosting the Zoom meetings because every time تنقطع الكهرباء عنده, the whole team gets kicked off the call. So she's like, maybe you want to not host the meetings anymore. And it took him like a full minute to realize that it was Kahraba related. But yeah, it's like, that's kind of the big thing on my mind, like melting in this heat with no end in sight.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the kahraba, it's the state of the internet itself as well.
Yeah, that's like, I always thought, like, you grew up in Lebanon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did as well. And I remember thinking, like, in the early days of the internet, like, our internet was really shit compared to other countries. But I was always thinking, like, it can't stay bad forever. Surely it will get good. And it just, like, never did.
To be fair, it did improve a bit. Like in some places it did improve, and like there are some providers that have a decent internet for, Lebanon. Like everyone else evolved and has super high speed internet, and we're like, nope.
Yeah, you can like go to a park and there's free Wi-Fi, and it's probably better than any connection you can get here. But it's not just the internet. I think I was talking about this yesterday with my sister, and we were kind of discussing how growing up, we always thought things would get better, and then they just got so much worse. And it's just bizarre. Like, it's 2021 and kahraba is still an issue, and fuel and phones and these like very rudimentary kind of issues that we have.
Hey, at least we got Spotify.
Did we? Oh yeah, we did. But now you can't like pay for it. Like, I downloaded Spotify because I lost access on my Apple Music because I can't pay $2 because Riyad Saleh says so. So I downloaded Spotify, and then suddenly it like shuffles all the songs, and it's like, if you want to play the song you want to play, you have to pay like $5.
That sucks, yeah. You have to shuffle, unless...
So what, you
it's
just shuffle all the time?
No, I have premium.
Ooh.
Well, it's cracked, but...
I was gonna be like, Joe coming in with the fresh dollars, guys. Do you wanna... Yeah. Okay. Enough about how much Lebanon is sucking. I think it's a bit tricky to navigate a conversation lately without discussing that. But let's talk about something else. So, you grew up in Lebanon. You live in Jbeil. Did you grow up in Jbeil as well?
Yeah.
And what's your favorite thing about Jbeil?
The lack of traffic and... yeah, the lack of traffic and not many people being here.
Yeah, I feel like it had like a internal touristic boom maybe like 5 years ago when I was in college. It was like the place for Sahar, etc. was Jbeil, and now that's kind of migrated up to Betroun.
Unless it's Christmas and there's the tree.
Oh yeah. What's the story with that tree? I just never understood.
It's Ziad Hawat's creation.
He invented the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So that's the head of Baladiyeh, and I'm guessing from your tone, he's a great guy.
Aren't they all?
They're all the best.
Yeah,
I heard
them.
something obscene the other day about how like Beirut municipality used to receive like tens of millions of dollars to put up Christmas decorations in Beirut, and they just never did. They put up like one tree and one mistletoe and pocketed the rest. So it's oh shit, we're back at how much Lebanon sucks again. So you were saying you love how there's no traffic in Jbeil. What's like your go-to, if I'm passing through Jbeil and I have to eat one thing, what would you say is like the thing to have?
Well, I've been saying this for 15 years, I think, but Snack Mike is the place to go and have like the best chicken sub ever.
Okay, Snack Mike, for
Yeah.
everybody listening. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's a hidden place. It's a hidden gem, if I may say so myself.
Are you sure you want to be giving up your places?
Yeah, I mean yeah.
All right, you're comfortable with that. Why don't we film it for the website?
I could try, but like Mike is not a very...
Oh, it's one of those where like the owner's mean and he hates
He's
it.
not mean, he's just yeah, he's a boomer.
I don't know. I find these guys kind of interesting because it's like Hanna Mitri in Ashrafi, you know, the ice cream shop.
I'm not familiar.
So it's like a super popular, iconic ice cream shop. But the owner, there's no way to say this other than he's not that nice. He's just kind of like a very gruff, I would say, kind of guy where he's very... Have you seen Seinfeld? Like, no soup for you?
Yeah.
That's kind of his vibe. And then he like resents any kind of social media or anything, and then I guess he realized he really needs it. But yeah, I'm always interested by these guys who hate their customers, but at the same time they have like a dedication. I
Okay.
don't know.
No, Mike isn't like that. He's a very nice person.
I feel like
But-
you're scared to get banned from your chicken sub.
No. No, really. He's a nice person, but yeah, social media, I don't think it's his thing.
Okay, well, we don't have to film it. We could just go there and eat a chicken sandwich. I feel like people who grew up really close to the beach are so disinterested in the beach. True or false?
I am the most disinterested person in beaches ever.
Yeah, and you have it right there, and it's like we drive 3 hours to be able to just dip our toes into one piece of beach and fuck off home.
Get off my territory.
Yeah, I know. I'm part of your problem. I am
Yeah.
part of the traffic in Jounier, where I look around, I'm like, where the fuck is everyone going? And then my friends will be like, where the fuck are you going? Like, you're not from here. So what about like Souk Jbeil? How do Jbeil people feel about that? Is it like Times Square for New York people? Like, you never go there?
No, we do, but like, I mean, growing up, it was the place to go. Like, I always used to hang out there with my friends. But now it's just like, with COVID and, like places not being open and stuff.
Yeah.
I still go there like to have a walk or to visit some places, but yeah.
That's kind of cool. I've always wanted to go to there's like an Ala there that I've never been to, but I always pass by it. I've never been. I've been like near it. Can you go inside?
Yeah. I think like non-Jbeil people have to pay though.
Oh my God, is that real?
I'm not sure. I might be mistaken.
How can I fake being from Jbeil? I'll just bring up Snack Mike.
Yeah, that's it.
They'll let me in.
And the tree.
Yeah, I'll be like, I love the tree and chicken subs. So let's go back to like your music a little. How do you feel about the music scene in Lebanon?
That's a very broad question.
Yeah, feel free to be like as disparaging as you like. What do you feel? I think a better, more interesting question is, how do you feel about what is popular in Lebanon when it comes to like bands and stuff like that?
The popularity of bands and artists is kind of annoying because I don't want to be an asshole, but like some of them don't really deserve it.
Mm-hmm. So what is it, like marketing or branding or something?
I mean, yeah, I think so. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how someone just becomes popular all of a sudden.
I don't know. Like the most common example that I can think of is definitely Mishra Leda. And I already know how you feel about that. But if you want to examine like why they got popular and how they did so, I think they were... I really don't know. I mean...
Okay, I think lyrics and like the music it's kind of relatable. Like I'm not very familiar with their music, but I know it's like a mix of like indie rock and like basic Lebanese lyrics, right? Yeah, so like people when they hear someone like singing about وضع البلد
like Betanjan.
Betanjan, yeah, they're gonna go like, oh my god, that's so. I mean, Mean. Have you heard of Mean?
Yes, they used to do those like nostalgia things, right?
They make like funny songs about random things, like yeah, Banadura, like Banadura أطيب من الخيار.
Oh wow.
Okay, it's like the context is stupid, but the music is fun and the like what they, yeah, it's.
I mean, I'm not against it. I'm not against. I think this phenomenon of like pop music and people looking down on pop music as though it's secondary. Truth is, it's like popular whether we like it or not.
Hence
so for
the name.
example, yeah, and like I'm a movie snob, I think, where I like very particular movies and I don't like kind of snuff, silly, stupid movies. But I fully admit that I'm the one in the wrong because people like it. People don't want to watch Space Odyssey.
I want to watch Space Odyssey 10,000 times.
That's just you and like maybe 3 other people. But that's like the condition of Lebanese trending pop artists. Let me talk about what I do like about like the band scene. I feel like, and I could be just projecting this, but I think that a lot of these new young bands or musicians are more or less liberal, so they end up pushing a liberal agenda, which is very useful to somebody like me. And I think it's a good way to bridge the otherwise like absent that type of education is completely absent in the Arab world, like this like notion of liberal arts or just liberal politics or whatever. So you end up having a band like Mishra Leda through their not snuff music, but through their kind of like tunes and stuff, they are impacting this whole segment of people across Jordan and Egypt and things like that. And essentially they're selling and like ideology, more or less.
I mean, if you're looking for education from music, I don't think that's the place to look.
You don't think so? I really think that the quickest vehicles for education are probably TV, movies, and music. Like when we have on our TV stations like gay characters that are not parodies, or we have, you know, women who are not these kind of ridiculous beings where they're actually intelligent and capable, we could start to reflect that in our laws, as sad as it is.
Yeah, that makes sense, but I meant I don't listen to a band, so they teach me about politics, for example.
I mean, yeah, you're like a balanced person, though, it seems.
If I want to listen to something, it's because it has good melody, it has good rhythm, you know? Like, I enjoy listening to the music, not just the lyrics.
Yeah, that makes sense. A topic that I like to think about lately is this notion of like separating the art from the artist. Like you have people like Bill Cosby, they go and rape 50 women and suddenly you can't enjoy the Cosby Show, which is not really a bummer. That show is over, but I'm wondering how you feel about that. Like, are you able to say you had like ISIS had a band and it was such be able to enjoy the ISIS band music?
There is actually a band called ISIS, by the way.
Is there really? That's
Yeah, but they're unrelated to ISIS.
time for like a rebrand.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think I could listen to their music if... But for example, if I've been listening to a certain artist for like 5 years now, and I don't know, some news came out that they're doing something bad, I don't think I would stop listening to them, but I would kind of separate the artists from their art.
You would just turn the volume down a little.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I always go back and forth, and I always think like, what is it that they did? Like Louis C.K., for example, is somebody that I really like and I find so funny, but he's turned out to be an asshole. But still, I'm like kind of comfortable watching his comedy. Am I gonna go buy tickets to his show? No, I'll probably like download it for free so that he doesn't get $1. But I don't know. I think I'm inclined to agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge duality on this certain subject, because I know a lot of people, when they hear that the artist did something bad or they're like a shitty person, they just stop listening to their music or watching their shows.
Yeah, plus I think that if you were going to go back in history and look at like some of the great composers and stuff, these weren't great guys. They were probably, it's just that we don't know anything about them, or we don't know much about them. Most of the painters and sculptors and stuff are just horrific people. Let's talk a little bit about like your videography or that side of you. So how did you get started in making videos?
I used to have a photography hobby when I was a child. Not a child, but in my early years, I used to like taking pictures and taking videos of skating, because I used to skate and I used to enjoy shooting videos.
How come you stopped skating? Like the old knees got too old?
Yep, the old ankles got ankly.
Shit, really?
Yeah, they wore
Just
out.
for our listeners, I know that Joe has said interesting things like, back in my day, there was no YouTube and I have no knees, but he's actually not that. He's quite young. He's just internally old.
I'm a grandpa at heart.
That is very true. I find that that's like a common thread in our team. We're just old souls and very, very tired people. So you stopped skating. Where did you used to skate? Like around Jbeil?
Not just Yeah, Jbeil, and I used to go to Beirut a lot because the majority of the skate scene used to be there.
I had a friend in high school who used to skate from his house in Mansouriya down to Beirut, which is just like insane. Have you ever done anything like that?
Yeah, we used to go like around Jbeil, and Jbeil isn't that small, you know.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know. I thought, what is it that you think that you like the most about skating? Because people who love skating kind of like this element of being free, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's that cheesy. It's just I like doing tricks, and I like
So you like the wind blowing in your hair and
yeah, I like
feeling the
yeah, like L'Oreal, Pantene,
yeah.
whatever.
I'm gonna keep spoon feeding you all the cheesy things until you accept. So you like the freedom of being unrestrained and being able to jump from a mountaintop.
Yeah, I feel like a bird sometimes when I skate.
That's perfect. Okay, and then you stopped skating. Do you still have your skateboard?
This is the saddest story ever, but I lost it, and
What do you
I had
mean?
the perfect skateboard. Like I built it myself. I ordered all the pieces, but I have no idea where I put it. Can't find it.
I mean, I would think that you skated somewhere and then got drunk and then left.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not a drinker. Drinker? Drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This
I
conversation is over. Please hang up. I'm joking. I just don't take kindly to non-drinkers. Are you a non-drinker?
I mean, it's not my poison.
Say no more. So, okay, you have no idea where you put your skateboard.
I have a vivid memory of putting it in the trunk of my car,
And then it's gone.
and then no skateboard there.
What if it's like one of your family members? I would go after the person who always told you to stop skating. I think that they got rid of the skateboard. I'm planting seeds in your mind. After we hang up, this is going to be a very interesting day for you.
Local man burns his house and family.
Yeah. So, how are you coping with the existing everything in Lebanon? Are you kind of like I'm going to try to have fun no matter what, or I'm going to watch in awe kind of person?
I think I'm a mix of like watching in awe and being completely desensitized and just not caring anymore about what's happening.
Yeah. I think so many of us are desensitized, like particularly with the website where we're reporting on a lot of these things that are happening. I find like we report some of the most horrific things and we just write it out and don't even think twice about it and move on.
It's sad, honestly. I mean, I kind of feel like there is no hope for us.
Yeah.
But then again, I've been called pessimistic, but I think I'm a realist.
I mean, I don't think that's pessimism. I think that I think there are delusional people for sure. And that's the group of people who thinks like, yeah, they're going to the government and then things will be fine. So I think that there are people who are completely deluded. I think that there are other people that are more like, the realists are more like, Mishra, no, there's no hope, but there's no easy way out, and it's going to suck for quite a while. And if we get a win, it's going to be not now and super small.
Yeah, it's gonna take more than a couple of years, that's for sure.
Yeah. So have you tried to like leave the country?
It's a work in progress thing, but
That's a good thing to tell the person you're working with. You're gonna be ditching.
I mean, no,
I'm
no,
just
I'm
joking.
not. I just want to stay here because everything is fine and I can go
Yeah.
party wherever I want. And
Yeah,
Go
and
to
you
the
can have
beach.
your basic needs met. I'm joking. I would wholeheartedly encourage. I don't know. I feel bad saying it, but I would encourage anyone who can leave to leave, only because I don't think that we can make a difference that we think we can. It's quite disheartening to say, but to convince people to give up what's supposed to be the best years of their lives so that they could stay and maybe get a return in like 10, 15, 20 years is just ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep thinking we could all die at like a gas station shooting or something like that.
Or an explosion, for that matter.
Yeah, those have been known to happen.
Yeah.
So what are some bands that you are currently enjoying but make them local?
There are a lot of unappreciated local artists, and
Okay.
some of the actually good artists aren't recognized at all.
Okay, like give us a for instance.
I have my friend, he's a, what do you call them? He's a master holder in musicology. I don't know what, yeah.
Okay.
And he makes really good music شرقية, you know,
Like Oriental.
Oriental, yeah. It's that's a wrong term, by the way. I discovered it recently.
It is. It's like a problematic term, but it's one that is descriptive for now. So
Yeah.
I find that we can't say Middle Eastern music because that's not accurate. You know, Middle Eastern music. Okay.
Yeah, Middle Eastern, like Turkish inspired and very Lebanese, like with the rubat and
Mm-hmm.
it's instrumental music, but it's pretty good. Like I've helped produce his EPs, and objectively, I think
They're the
pretty good.
greatest thing you've ever heard. Are they like published somewhere? Maybe we can put them in the description box and people can listen
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah.
And what else? What about, is there like a scene for metal music at all?
Wow, that died like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, there are still some bands like Homesick. They do good music. They dabble in the music.
Yeah. I'm not very well versed in like heavy metal, but I'm interested in knowing what's going on in Lebanon and like.
I don't know. We're too fixated on non-serious music and you know, like things that are.
Yeah, a bit quirkier, maybe.
Yeah.
I just find that there's like a shortage of, from what I do know about the music industry in Lebanon, which isn't a crazy great deal. So maybe we can have somebody who's listening to this, who's interested to come on and fill us in. But what I do know is that the producers are a big part of the problem because they're only interested in a very, very particular subset of music. So for the most part, they're not giving these budding artists a chance. So they have to rely solely on social media to kind of get their footing.
Yeah. If you go to a Lebanese producer and you like give them a progressive English album, like the lyrics are in English, they're not gonna go like, oh yeah, I'm gonna record this and it's gonna be great. They're probably gonna say no. I would be glad to produce something like that, even though I don't really have a studio. But if someone came to me and they were like, hey, I wrote this album and I want you to produce it, I would be happy to do that.
That's like, is that your long-term thing that you would like to be doing?
One of the things, yeah, I would love to have a big ass studio where I can record my own music and other people's music.
Is that something that you feel like you could just do all day and not feel like you're working?
Depends on the client, honestly.
Yeah. I think the closest I've gotten to work without feeling like you're working is literally talking. So it's this. And I never realized how much I adore to talk. And then when I was telling people in my life, like, oh yeah, I'm doing this podcast, I love to talk. And they're like, oh yeah, we know. Like, you never shut the fuck up.
I mean, if you shut the fuck up, there wouldn't be a conversation right now. So thank you.
Yeah. So what else about the music kind of scene? Why do you think a band like Adonis is very popular or interesting?
I want to say it's the mehen.
Interesting. Say more.
I feel like people are interested in the mahan part, and like I don't want to be sexist or whatever, but if a girl like sings a random song or a cover and like people will go crazy for it. I have no
Is,
idea why.
is that what happened? Like a girl covered their music or something?
No, this is unrelated to Adonis.
Oh,
I'm just talking about the music situation here. Like you get people
um,
who make original music and like really good music, and they don't get noticed. But then some random person who's female, like
attractive. I think
attractive.
that
Yeah.
I think that's like a global phenomenon, though. Like women, but it's fine because the trade-off is that like men get all the jobs and men get all the pay and all the recognition, you know, aside from Beirut.com, where we men are disenfranchised. I'm
It's gonna
joking.
go.
So, what would you say are like some spots to go to around Lebanon if you're a music lover?
Okay, we featured them before on the website, but Ashtar, the
Oh yeah,
bar.
the bar. Okay,
They
that
have
seems like a cool place.
yeah, they have live music like every week, and now it's like they're doing it again because of restrictions being lifted for now.
That's cool.
Yeah, like they had a jazz band that used to perform every week, and
Have you ever heard of Quadrangle?
oh yeah,
Yeah, that place is right for any weird stalkers listening. That place is far from my house, um, and it's such a cool place. I love that place.
is it still
Doing
hosting
music. Um,
things?
last time I was there was before COVID, so I don't
Yep.
know. Yeah, I don't know. I would guess that they're still kind of doing it because I know that the owner and his friends are just 90% of the performers, so they kind of treat it as like a fun night for themselves.
I think I've seen them perform. Are they like the bluesy old guy band?
Exactly that.
Yeah, they're really fun to watch. I actually
They
performed
are.
there once.
Ah, no way.
Yeah.
What did you perform?
I used to have a band.
Name?
Oh no,
Oh my.
Mindstorm.
Wait. What was it? Mind Swarm? Mind.
Mindstorm.
Oh. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought. I thought Mind Slime or something. Cool. Is the music still out? Can we go listen to the music?
We had one like original song, and it wasn't good.
Oh. It's so much confidence from the lead guitarist of Mindstorm.
I had no say in writing that song.
Are you still friends with all your like bandmates?
Some of them, yeah. I mean, there's no hatred or anything. It's just like we lost contact.
Did you find it difficult to maintain a romantic relationship while in a band?
Crickets.
That's kind of like that's my impression of like guys in a band or girls in a band where the band becomes their relationship and then they have this other person kind of competing for attention.
Unless you're touring and being a very big band, I don't think it would come between your relationship and the band.
Yeah, but some Lebanese artists, they think they're the Rolling Stones and they're like, can't go to work on my music. It's like, calm down. Your one EP will wait. You can take your girlfriend out.
You mean your one song that you just wrote the lyrics for and gave it to a producer to, yeah. Hi.
Yeah, exactly. But they just like to, well, whatever. We're not going to get into like my emotional shit.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. I would never date an artist. Anyway.
Continuing that thought, عنا كتير the diva attitude when it comes to people who play music. Playing music is not a special thing. Let's be real. If you go to a country like Canada, where 90% of the population is a musician, I don't think you should feel like a big shit, you know?
That's an interesting way to look at it. So you think that it's like a lot of ego here. And I mean, I think people who are musicians are great because they add to like the subset of art and culture. Obviously, not all of them. And if anybody's recruiting like a critic, I would love to do that. Like I could listen
Ooh.
to your music 5 seconds and then tell you never do that again. Because I feel like I could just save you so much time where you're going to be like rehearsing and doing all these things. And it's like, you know what? You would be much better at listening to music than making it. And that sucks because I want to be an opera singer. I'm not an opera singer. That's it. I move on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a trumpist. Yeah, I can't
Trumpet
play
player.
I can't play trumpet, even though I want to. I don't go releasing like a trumpet jazz album with all the ego and
Maybe we can start a service for like children where we hear their hopes and dreams and then we tell them how realistic they are.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, it sounds feasible. It sounds like something very hopeful. We could just squash the dreams of these, like, because that is where all the dreams come from. And then the parents won't help because the parents will be very supportive. Be like, oh my God, yes, of course you can be a pro footballer. It's like your kid is not a pro footballer. Just let them do something else.
your kid can't sing. Stop supporting them.
Yeah, boo your kid off stage so they'll never sing again. What about I do agree with you though on the ego point because a few times for the website, because we have like a little bit of a following, share stories of interest from around the country and people doing cool things. So have been a few times over the past 6 years or so that I've been doing this where I reached out to some band or some musician where I was like, oh, would you like to be featured? And you could do a little song for us or something. And they're like, we only do paid gigs and it's $1,000. Da, da, da. And I'm
Sorry?
like, yeah. And I was like,
What?
you realize that exposure,
Okay,
just to be clear, I'm not saying we should pay artists with exposure, but I'm saying you
thank
are
you.
somebody with, no, I'm not. But I'm also saying if you're somebody with like 800 followers and you're trying to build up your music and your brand, like why wouldn't you do a collaboration and share your music with somebody? No?
I mean, I get it that they don't want to do a free gig because
Or do it for like $20, but you want to do it for $1,000? Like,
yeah, I mean, who are you?
yeah.
Are you Led Zeppelin?
Are you Led Zeppelin? Because we could probably book him for $1,000 after COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if they were still together. I
Are
think
they no longer
split.
together?
I think they're facing a lot of copyright issues right now. So yeah, let's name
Well,
another band. Beatles. Oh wait, no.
Pearl Jam. That's
Pink Floyd. Oh wait, no.
fuck, all the shitty bands are only together. Like Maroon 5, they're still together. I don't know.
That's a band.
Yeah. Oh my God, the worst.
I mean, I always thought it was like a Madonna kind of thing, like where you have a
Oh, you thought it was a guy? No, it's
yeah,
a full
like
band.
Ismo Maroon.
No. Yeah, he's from Jaita and he's just marries a model and gets out.
Ah, okay.
No, it's a full-on band. I don't know. I kind of take back what I said about being happy to be exposed because I thought about it for the past 1 minute and I realized I'm wrong. And that's the mark of a real good person when you can admit you're wrong.
Yeah, you're a real good person, but like
Thank
pay the
you.
artists.
If I had a budget, I would pay the artists like $1 million. It's just like I don't have the budget and I kind of want to make you famous. That's my thing.
Okay, it's the thought that matters.
Yeah, I'm doing this for your own good. Is this a good time to ask you to perform for the website for free?
Do 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 down. Is this performing? Do you like it?
You can just edit any part of this out, and that's way too much power because I want to keep in most of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna scrap it. What?
I just like hear it back. It's 3 minutes. about Mike Snack, and that's it.
Or it's gonna be just your voice because I hate mine and I'm gonna have to edit it.
No, the trick is, yeah, you have to edit it. Oh, because I haven't been able to. I only listened to one of the podcasts where I was in the car with someone who wanted to listen to it and ended up putting it on. And I was like,
Did you cringe?
I didn't cringe. I think it was more that I was very bored because I had already known what I had said.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, enough of this bitch. And I was like, kept turning it off. And yeah, so good luck with listening to this back.
Yeah, it's gonna
Not
be
only
fun.
do you have to listen to yourself, you have to listen to me twice. So what are your plans for this weekend? Do you have benzene?
I think I'm at like half.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do what I do every other weekend, which is stay home and wallow in depression. What?
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Also very energy effective. What did they say?
Yeah.
Energy, whatever.
Efficient.
I heard that the fuel situation was going to be fixed on Monday for some reason, but they've been saying that for a while, so I don't really believe it.
They've been saying that. They've been saying so many things.
Yeah, they have been saying.
Yeah. What are you doing this weekend?
So I'm also at half a tank, but my car is the worst car to have for this crisis. It's a huge
an
car.
SUV? Yep. There you go.
It is. I'm an idiot, and yeah, I'm gonna swap it out for like a Picanto probably or something, because what's the use anymore? But anyway, I'm at half a tank, so I don't know. I also really like to get out of the city over the weekend, but they're also kind of closing roads and stuff, and I don't know if I want to be out there. Like normally I come and harass the people of Jbeil or something.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah, that's where all that harassment comes from. So I might just stay in the city, I think, because I can't do the fuel lines. I only did it one time and I got a full tank, and I've been living off of that tank for like 3 weeks now.
You mean one station like filled up your car?
Yeah, one place did.
That's
I
lucky.
don't know.
I had to go to like 3 different stations to get my car filled up.
Yeah, apparently the one in Hazmiye like is just fueling up. I don't know if it's like for people that they recognize as regulars or what. I don't know. It's probably not, but it's I filled it up once and I depleted half of it, and now I have half, and so I can't do anything.
You can go to the market and back. That's like half a tank for your car.
That would be such a fun trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly a wild weekend.
Wild night with the car.
But also Uber is now a problem because they, according to the driver that I was with yesterday or the day before, they had a lot of people quit where they no longer, like they don't want to wait in line for so long and then be paid 20 or 30,000 for a trip. So a bunch of these guys just like are at home and not working, and so it's difficult to find an Uber as well.
I mean, I kind of understand their viewpoint.
Yeah, for sure. I'm amazed that there are still even any of them doing it.
Yeah, but
Because
you privileged Beirut people have Uber. We don't have that.
yeah, you have like Jbeil taxi though.
Yeah.
Is that real? I just made it up.
There is a taxi line called Biblos Taxi.
I feel like I'm gonna have to go back to being those like
What's wrong
calling
with
up.
service?
I don't have any service near my house because I don't live in Beirut. I actually live in Hazmiye. So to get to a service, I would have to actually take an Uber or a cab to, yeah. So it's like counterintuitive. Which is why I'm very like resentful of these people who are like, oh, so what? There's a fuel crisis. You guys can take the bus. I'm like, oh, the fucking bus that doesn't exist near my house. The bus runs from like Trablos to Hamra or something. What am I going to do? Road trip to Hamra and then take the bus? It's nonsensical. Yeah.
أصلاً الباص ما بياخد بنزين.
كمان البus runs on solar panels.
Runs on hopes and dreams. Oh, my.
Oh, shit. And that's what happens when you have two cynical people on a phone call. I don't know. There was a plan for revamping the bus lines and making them very efficient and stuff like 5 years ago. And that plan is well dead in the water. But what's funnier is that exactly 4 years ago, there was a plan for a water taxi in Lebanon did you ever hear about this?
Remember when they wanted to make like underground roads or like overground roads?
What? No.
There were so many plans, like the water taxi and the water road. They wanted to make like a highway from Juni to Beirut.
To Beirut. Exactly, that's it. So they wanted to run these water taxis. I just find that so funny. Like we can barely
جيبوا الكهرباء please قبل ما تعملوا شيء.
Give the customs paper and ink. That's something that happened last week. Like customs authority out of paper and ink, so they couldn't do anything. They ran out of pencils about Shrek. So yeah. Maybe it's time to stop planning ahead.
Yeah, or like make more dams, like the Sad.
Yeah, the ones that don't collect water properly.
Oh no, they're very efficient and
like everything else. I feel like most of this track is just my dog snoring really loudly.
It's so cute though. Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, it's a treat for listeners, so you guys are welcome.
It's ASMR, as the Americans say.
Yeah, that shit is so disgusting. I can't believe people watch that.
Me neither.
So you watch it?
No.
I'm gonna get really close to my dog so that we can have a final moment. Phoebe, what do you want to say to the audience? Oh my god.
Oh my.
I get really defensive over people laughing at her, so please tread carefully.
I'm not laughing at her, I'm laughing with her.
Because she's just being the best right now and she's snoozing so hard.
And
she had a rough night. Like the power was on and off and she gets so hot because she's covered in fur. Okay, closing remarks. How has it been working with Beirut.com, by the way?
Oh my god, I hate it.
Has working with me been the best 1 month of your life?
Yes.
Great.
I'm gonna have to say this so you...
That was organic as can be. You can edit it afterwards and be like, no.
Yeah, knowing you're never gonna hear the podcast, I can do whatever I want.
That's actually accurate. So we know where people can go for a good chicken sub. We know where people can go for good music. Where can people find some of your music? We're gonna link it below, but is it like YouTube or Spotify or something?
I used to have Spotify, but you have to pay like a yearly fee for that. So yeah, I'm on YouTube and SoundCloud.
Okay, so we'll put those as well in the description, and then you can watch the great videos that Joe creates for us on the website. I'll also put those links down there. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. If you would like to be on the podcast, if you have something interesting or impressive to share with everybody, please email us info@beirut.com and follow us on social media for more. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.